What's up everyone, today I'm going to be going over one of the most popular keycap sets, the HyperX Pudding PBT Keycaps. These keycaps are available at retailers like Amazon, Micro Center, Newegg, and if you live in Canada like I do, Panda Computers, Memory Express, and a couple others. And that's probably why they're so popular. Also, did I mention that these go for around 20 to 25 US dollars? They come in some decent packaging, and I do prefer Razer's packaging a lot more, but those are a tad bit more expensive than these. They also include a plastic keycap puller, but I would highly advise against using that one, as it will scratch up your keycaps. Invest in a good wire keycap puller, trust me, it's worth it. Also, you can get these in black with the translucent sides or white with the translucent sides. Obviously, as you can see, I picked up black just so it'd match my setup a bit better. I'm happy to report that these are double shot PBT and seem to be very well built. However, I did find some QA issues with my set. For instance, my F12 key has some of the black material leaking onto the translucent part of the keycap, and honestly, it's on a side that I don't really look at and won't really see day to day, but it is something that I wanted to point out. Additionally, for all my gamers out there that like to flip the spacebar upside down, unfortunately, the place where the spacebar is mounted for the molding process, there are a couple of dots that stick out and it will look annoying, and if you happen to accidentally have your thumb just go by that, it will feel annoying as well. Other than those two flaws, I can't really point out anything that bothered me about the quality of these keycaps. Getting a bit more into the aesthetics, the keyboard's RGB pops like crazy in the dark, and even in decently lit spaces, it'll still pop pretty well. However, if you are under very bright light like I am, which is right in front of a window, the morning hours, the light just looks completely washed out. The RGB doesn't pop as much and I just end up turning it off most of the time. However, if you have a mainly white setup and you're using this in direct sunlight, it won't affect you too much because your whole keyboard will still be white. Whereas with the black keycap, the sides will look white and will give like this Oreo finish to your keyboard. If you're into that, great. If not, it'll kind of look a little out of place in a mainly black setup. Speaking of the aesthetics, the font on this keyboard is pretty minimal. It's not very gamery, and I do like that. It can fit perfectly fine in more of an office-based setting. Speaking of the font, I am a big fan of the fact that they didn't put media controls on random keys. I know that's something that really annoyed me about the Razer PBT keycaps, because they had play, pause on different buttons, and that basically means that you can only use that keycap set on a Razer keyboard. Whereas this, since it doesn't have any of that, the sky's the limit with the amount of keyboards you can use this on without it looking out of place. And the only branding you'll find on the actual keycaps itself is on the spacebar, which has a giant HX. And honestly, you can swap out the spacebar for something else, and I don't think the HX is intruding or it looks weird. It might be the fact that I actually have a HyperX keyboard, and that's why I don't think it looks out of place. I did want to get into the feel of these keycaps because, I mean, most of the time you're not going to be sitting at your desk staring at your keyboard. You're going to be feeling it and basically typing on it. Other PBT keycaps I've tried feel a lot more rough than this set, which I personally like better because that meant my fingers wouldn't slip all over the place. With this keycap set, however, I feel that I make a lot more typos as opposed to the Razer PBT keycaps. So keep that in mind if you do like to feel your keys and where you're typing. If you like ABS plastic keycaps though, and you're used to your fingers kind of slipping and sliding all over the place, then this is fine. That is definitely not to say that these feel like ABS keycaps. They don't. They still feel like PBT keycaps, but on a little bit of more slippery side. Also, I've been gaming with them and they feel perfectly fine for gaming, and your fingers won't slip inside and you won't accidentally hit keys. I think it was just so when I was typing. Talking aesthetics alone though, I don't think these keycaps can be beat by anything on the market that's available as widely as these are available. And to end off the video, I will say that these keycaps are the ones that I've chosen to stay on my keyboard. I'm not going to be going back to my Razer keycaps, as I just love how these keycaps look. And also, I think if I get a bit more practice on these, my typing will be just fine. That's been a quick review of the HyperX PBT Pudding Keycaps. If you enjoyed this video, then please smash that like button for me, as it does help out with the algorithm, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Stay safe and peace out.